Hi there guys, welcome to Joe's Bus Train Plane Lift Adventures YouTube channel, and welcome to the 110 service from Birmingham up to Tamworth. And this is going to be an amazing journey. Now you may be thinking, wait, I thought I already did this video, but however the narration was poor quality, so I'm having to update the narration so we can have a better type of video with better narration, because the narration wasn't very good on the current one, which is currently on the main channel, Joe's Bus Train Plane Lift Adventures. But what we're going to do, we're going to improve this so we can make it to better narration. So here we go. We're now departing from the centre of Birmingham, and we are heading up towards Tamworth in Staffordshire. Now, as you probably know, the 110 is the last remaining original Midland Red route left serving Birmingham, following the withdrawal of 1st Worcestershire's 144 from Birmingham down to Worcester through Bromsgrove, as the 144 only runs Catshill to Worcester. There is an additional connection, but only as far as Longbridge, provided by National Express West Midlands Yardley Wood Depot as the 144A. So there's the 144A that provides a link to Longbridge still. And of course there was the 150, the Johnson's XL bus down to Redditch, along with the former Diamond Bus 146, which they withdrew in 2020 due to obvious reasons. And, well, the 150 was shortened to King's Heath only due to the fact that the 50 ran the same route as the 150 up to Birmingham. So what's the point of having two routes on the same corridor? And, of course, there was the old X20 from Birmingham to Stratford-upon-Avon, which Johnson's did, and then they introduced an X50 to Chipping Norton to replace it, but on Sundays only. And now that's gone completely, because there's a 50 in Stratford-upon-Avon to Chipping Norton that's now run by Stagecoach. As all the Stratford work for Diamond, except the X19 and that special closed service, have gone to Stagecoach. So Stagecoach have picked up majority of services in Stratford-upon-Avon. And they've also picked up work now in Solihull, like they took over the Coventry routes and the Balsall Common routes. And also they've taken over a few tenders on behalf of Transport for West Midlands. So anyway guys, we're now on the Aston Expressway, which is the A38. And this is going to take us from central Birmingham into North Birmingham. So we're on our way to North Birmingham now, on the 110. And of course this follows the X3 as well. That's the Birmingham to Lichfield, as far as Sutton, and then the service X, and then of course the X4 up to Minworth Asda, and then the X5 up to Roughly. So here we go on the 110 route. As you know, the 110 is worked by different type of vehicles. Normally it's worked with double-decker buses, which are the ADL Enviro 400 buses, which are branded as Sapphire, which have the USB ports, free Wi-Fi. They did use next stop announcements, but the next stop announcements haven't been in operation for some time. And of course there's been street decks on this route. In the past there's been Gemini buses, and of course you do have Pulsars appearing on this route as well, and even the Mercedes-Benz Citaros as well. And there is a Citaro in the Midland Red livery. It's a little bit like first, to be honest, when they used to have the Enviro 300 in the Midland Red livery. But now, both, and with that bus and the double-decker, the Trident, the LX 400, has been withdrawn from first. So it is a shame that they got rid of, and to be honest, the Tridents are now becoming thing of the past. They're becoming history now. But I really love Tridents. Tridents are lovely buses. The ALX 400s. I really love ALX 400s. They're one of my favourite type of buses. Well, double-decker buses. I do like the Platinums. And I do like the electric ones. I've not yet been on the National Express electric double-deckers at present, but I'm looking at doing that very, very soon. So please stay tuned for that, guys, here on the Joe's Bus Train Plane Lift Adventures YouTube channel. So we're just now approaching the Spaghetti Junction, which is linked up with the M6 motorway. This joins up with the M6 motorway. So the M6 motorway comes from the northwest direction, which is like the way of Manchester, and then joins up with other motorways like the M42, the orbital motorway, and then of course the M1 down towards London. So anyway, we're now coming into North Birmingham now, so we'll be approaching Erdington first. So we'll be coming up to Erdington first. And of course, this is also on the Birmingham Cross City Line service that goes from Redditch and Bromsgrove to Lichfield, Trent Valley, and also the other station, Lichfield City. So we are now on the approach. So this is Erdington, or Gravelly Hill, because there's a station called Gravelly Hill as well in Erdington. And then after Erdington, the train then carries on to serve Chester Road, then it goes on to Wild Green, then goes to Sutton Coldfield, then to Four Oaks, then to Blake Street, then to Shenstone, and then we'll call at Lichfield City, or terminate at Lichfield City, and then we'll carry on further to terminate at Lichfield Trent Valley. And the previous station just before Gravelly Hill was Aston, and then before that was Duddeston, then Birmingham New Street, then Five Ways, University, Selly Oak, Bourneville, Kings Norton, Northfield, Longbridge, and for Bromsgrove trains they'll just go straight down to Bromsgrove. But however, for Redditch trains they'll go to Bond Green, Church, and then terminating at Redditch. So then trains will then terminate at Redditch, which is in Worcestershire. And as you probably know, the Cross City Line is worked by a fleet of Class 323 trains. Recently, one of the Class 323s has been repainted into a heritage livery, just like what happened with the buses with Arriva. Well, only having a Midland Red livery, but if you look at Stagecoach, they've had a few heritage liveries, and NX, wow, they've got a lot of heritage liveries. Now the trains are doing the same. They've now got a heritage livery for West Midlands Railway on the Cross City Line, showing the old Centro livery, which is the green, blue and white, which also represented the old regional railways, if you remembered regional railways. And that's really good. It brings a piece of history to the service as well. To the National Rail Network. As you know, they had quite a few of those green and blue and white livery trains. They had them Class 150 sprinters as well. That used to run the Snow Hill lines. But however, the Snow Hill lines are now run by a fleet of Class 172 trains. So the Class 172 trains are now the major trains that operate on the Snow Hill lines. I do like the Class 172s, but I know I did like the Class 323s as well. Class 323s were brilliant trains, as well as the Class 172s. So anyway, we're just continuing our journey up in towards the north end of Birmingham. Okay then, guys. We're still in the Erdington area now, on the 110. So we're still in Erdington. So we're heading out of Erdington. And the next place is gonna be the royal town of Sutton Coldfield. So the next place is the royal town of Sutton Coldfield. So we're heading for Sutton Coldfield next. Now, hope you are doing okay. So here we go. Now, if I've missed anything out, I will be making a newer 110 in the summer of this year. So I'm going to do a summer version of the 110 this year in 2023. Because I like to do it as my annual trip up to Tamworth. Well, I wouldn't say annual trip, I'd say like my regular trip into Tamworth. But I think we've done it right. So we are ploughing the streets now on the Sutton Road. So this is the Sutton Road that's going to take us to our next town, which is Sutton Coldfield. So we're on our way to Sutton Coldfield next, which is in North Birmingham. So we're heading for North Birmingham now. So North Birmingham, Sutton Coldfield is coming up. And so here we go. We're on our way to Sutton Coldfield. So here we are. Just going past an Esso petrol station with a Tesco Express shop. As you know, Esso is parting with Tesco Express. Well, most of the petrol stations are used as Esso. So we are carrying on our journey. So here we go. We're continuing our trip up to. We're continuing our journey up towards. So we're continuing our journey up towards the town of Sutton Coldfield, the royal town of Sutton Coldfield, as it's known, a bit like Royal Leamington Spa. So we're heading for Royal Leamington Spa next. Royal Leamington Spa? Sutton Coldfield, sorry. Anyway, we're heading for the royal town of Sutton Coldfield. Sorry, royal town of Leamington Spa is basically the X17. So we're heading to Sutton Coldfield. So we're coming into Warmley now. So we're coming up towards Warmley. As you know, all this area comes under Birmingham still. But we are still going at top speed. Well, not really top speed. So we're heading into Sutton Coldfield, the royal town of Sutton Coldfield. And so we're heading into Sutton Coldfield now on the 110. Coming all the way from the centre of Birmingham. So we're coming into Sutton Coldfield now. So here we are. Just now approaching Sutton Coldfield nearly. So we'll be approaching Sutton Coldfield, and then after Sutton Coldfield we'll then continue upon our journey to go north in towards Tamworth. So we'll be heading for Tamworth next. So Tamworth is going to be our next destination, just right after Sutton Coldfield. And then that will be our terminus. So all I hope that you are keeping well. We like to say that you are all keeping okay, because that is a very positive thing to say. Hope you're all keeping okay. And of course, I am planning to do a pilot version of the X3, so I can use these references anyway to make the X3, the X4 and the X5. So I'm going to make those videos at some point, so I'll make them and then I'll do a flesh one. But for now, hope you're doing great. And Joe's Bus Train Plane Lift Adventures is the best YouTube channel out there with loads of subscribers. And we will come through this together, of course. We will do it well. And Joe's Bus Train Plane Lift Adventures had to pause itself in 2020 due to obvious reasons. But no, we didn't pause altogether. We delivered pilot videos. And now we are doing a bit of pilot videos just to get the channel back on its feet. But we have done some flesh ones as well. So we're having to replace the original video. So we had to replace original videos with these due to the fact that these videos would not be able to take certain comments due to obvious reasons. But that is understandable, and I've been very understandable with this. And the channel is doing really well. So we have done well so far by maintaining these YouTube videos, because I know these YouTube videos are very important, and of course it's my job to make sure that I do not get copyright strikes, etc. And anyway, this is the royal town of Sutton Coldfield. Of course, there's quite a few shops in this shopping centre called the Grace Church Shopping Centre. And of course, there is, House of Fraser here. There used to be a Marks and Spencer's shop here, but there isn't anymore. Because that closed in 2019 when they announced store closures. And House of Fraser here used to be known as BT's. As we all knew, BT's was a good department store back in the day. I really loved BT's department stores. But sadly, BT's was sold on to House of Fraser. But BT's has still been the never forgetful name, so they haven't been forgotten. So BT's will always be remembered, especially from my perspective, because I was a massive fan of BT's department stores. They were like no other department store that you can go with, because Debenhams was more of an everyday, but now Debenhams is gone. From the high street, because they went into administration in 2019, then in 2020, and that confirmed that most of the stores had to close, which was a big shame, to be honest. I really loved Debenhams, and they were brilliant shops, and now Debenhams has gone, and so the only major department stores you'll find on the high street now is John Lewis, and of course you'll find other names. So anyway, there's a diamond bus, right street light, DF waiting to do the 76 up to Tamworth. That was the replacement of the 75 that was run by Clarabelle's that used to go to Birmingham Airport. And Diamond did run it to Birmingham Airport in the past, but however Warwickshire County Council rerouted it to serve Tamworth to replace the 6 and the 6A services. So here we are. Now in Sutton Coldfield. So welcome guys to Sutton Coldfield, situated in North Birmingham. So welcome to Sutton Coldfield. Okay then guys, we're now about to leave Sutton Coldfield, and we are now going to head out of the area, and we're going to head towards Tamworth. So we'll now be heading for Tamworth now. So anyway, there's a platinum coming in. And we're now going to head in towards Tamworth. Now, there is another service that runs to... There's quite a few services that run from Sutton Coldfield. Like, there's the 5 to West Brom. And, of course, there's quite a few other kind of services that operate within Sutton Coldfield, the royal town of Sutton Coldfield. So there is great choices of routes, and of course Joe's Bus Train Plane Lift Adventures is one of the best YouTube channels. So anyway, we're now coming out of Sutton Coldfield and we're heading north towards Tamworth now. So we're going to go to Tamworth in Staffordshire, and so we're going to go to Tamworth, and then our journey will end in Tamworth. So that will complete our journey. So we'll complete our journey up in Tamworth, and Tamworth will be our final destination. So Tamworth will be our final destination once again on this 110 service. Now, if I've been removing videos, no need to panic. They just had to be removed due to obvious reasons. And you might see that subscriber numbers might drop down a little bit. But don't worry, they will go back up when I replace them with new videos. So there will be newer videos to replace them along with this. So don't worry, we will get them back on. We will get the YouTube subscribers back on. And we will come get them all on the channel again. So please be patient, guys. Joe's Bus Train Plane Lift Adventures is a successful channel. And it will continue to be the success. And we will be one of the best channels to watch. And so please be patient while I update these channel. While I update this channel. This has just come to a situation where I have to update and look carefully when I upload. And also checking the quality of the video and the narration, etc. if it needs updating. So quite a few stuff had to be amended due to this, but we are going to fix this and we are going to come through it together, and we will be the best channel in months and days to come. So just keep watching, guys. You might see some drop. You might see a drop in subscribers, but that's okay. We're only doing that because due to the fact that the channel has lost a few videos, but we are going to update the channel. And this also happens in general term as well. So if you do see me have a drop in subscribers, it might be I'm having to remove a few videos to be edited, or possibly if the channel needs, or it might be that the channel hasn't had any videos on for a few days. Those are the reasons, but we are learning from it, and Joe's Bus Train Plane Lift Adventures is gonna get itself back on its feet, and so we are gonna come through it together. So of course we're gonna come through together. So we're now travelling along. So we just head out of Sutton Coldfield. So we're heading into North Birmingham. We just headed North Birmingham now, beyond North Birmingham, and we're heading into Staffordshire, Tamworth Staffs. As you know, Tamworth doesn't come under Birmingham, it comes under Staffordshire. So that will then give connections to further destinations like Nuneaton, and also to further onward destinations like to Lichfield, which is on the other side. And of course, those are the destinations that you can get beyond Tamworth. And there's also other connections as well. There was at one time a connection to Stafford, but that was shortened to Lichfield only, the 828 corridor, but it was other additional numbers. So here we go, we are now heading, so we're now coming along where we're then going to turn right onto the A459, the Tamworth Road. So the Tamworth Road is going to take us into a popular countryside, so we'll be heading into the countryside. So the countryside is going to be coming up, and of course there's signage that takes you to onward places like Leicester and Nottingham. I'm hoping to do Nottingham very soon, so please stay tuned for that. I will be doing a bit of Nottingham as well as further onward destinations. And there's a Pulsar just right there. I do like the Pulsars, to be honest. They're really nice type of buses.
Along with the street light buses, I like the street lights, I like the ADL Enviro 400s, the double MCs, and of course I like the Optare Solos, and I like the Versas as well. So anyway, here we are, heading into the countryside.
Okay then, here we go. Travelling down the countryside now on the 110. So when we get to the junction, when we come to a junction, there will be signs to different destinations. The M6 toll northbound, and that is with the A38 to Derby in the East Midlands, Derbyshire, and then of course towards Lichfield. The junction we'll be taking is Tamworth A453, that goes from the B4151 towards Aldridge. And there is another junction, but that's not part of the route, and that's the M42, also northbound, and that goes to Coles Hill on the A446 and Middleton, and also to Belfry Golf Course, and then of course to one of the best known tourist attractions in Tamworth, and that is of course Drayton Manor theme park. And we'll actually be seeing the Apocalypse ride, because at the time of filming, the Apocalypse ride was still at Drayton Manor, which is that tall drop tower that has 5 towers. There's a lot of sit-down drop towers. There's the stand-up with the floor, and then the one without the floor. But sadly, the Apocalypse drop tower has been sold, so it will no longer be seen at Drayton Manor. And that was one of my favourite rides at Drayton Manor, to be honest, because you could see it further when you come in from the motorway end, and the road's just a few miles away from Drayton Manor. Now you won't be able to see any ride at all until you get to the site now. So that's a shame that that's now gone. I really liked Apocalypse. It was a good attraction at Drayton Manor. And so it was a big shame that Apocalypse had to go. But it's actually in part of the new development programme that Drayton Manor are actually doing. As you know, I'm also a theme park enthusiast, so I do talk about theme parks as well as transport. There's been quite a few other rides that have now vanished, like G-Force has gone. That was the X-Car Coaster. That's now gone. And of course, Pandemonium's also gone, which is that sledgehammer. That's gone. The Drayton Queen, that's gone, of course, which was the steamboat, which was actually that boat that went across the Drayton Lake. That's gone. The cable cars have gone. That was another shame when the cable cars had to go, which is the chairlift, really. So it was a shame that the chairlift had to go. And also, it was a sad time when they got rid of the Ferris wheel as well. And of course, they even got rid of Pirate Adventure. Now, Pirate Adventure, that was a good ride at Drayton Manor. I really, really love Pirate Adventure. So then, Pirate Adventure was a cheaper version of Pirates of the Caribbean, which was at the Disney parks. Sadly, that had to close. It went under construction. Well, it closed for maintenance in 2016. But sadly, it didn't even... it was 2015 it closed, and didn't even reopen in 2016 either. So that meant the ride remained isolated, and then it was confirmed that the ride would never ever reopen ever again. And that was a shame, because I really liked that ride, Pirate Adventure. I really loved it. It was one of my favourite rides at Drayton Manor, especially when it's a wet day, when you can't do all the major water rides. With the likes of Stormforce 10 and Splash Canyon. Splash Canyon had to close in 2017, but then it reopened in the year 2021, but now it's called the Adventure Cove Rapids, and that's really great. Splash Canyon was a good ride. I've been on Splash Canyon. It's a bit like the Congo River Rapids at Alton Towers as well. Because I've been on the Congo River Rapids at Alton Towers. I've also been on the Congo River Rapids at Busch Gardens in Florida.
So, as you know, I do like going to Florida. I'm hoping to go back out there very soon and film all the rides, especially trying SeaWorld out, seeing all their new water rides, what they've got. Because SeaWorld's, water rides, they've got quite a few new rides at SeaWorld, alongside their. So then they've got a handful of different rides at SeaWorld in Orlando. Drake Manor, they've got some good rides. Well, they've only got Shockwave as their major roller coaster now, which is the stand-up roller coaster, which opened in the year 1994. Now, 1994 was a really good year for theme parks, because when it was the 7-Up Shockwave, it actually opened the same year as Nemesis at Alton Towers, which is currently closed for construction. And of course, there's the Pepsi Max, which is now just called the big one, at Blackpool Pleasure Beach. So I've been on the big one at Blackpool Pleasure Beach, and of course Nemesis at Alton Towers, and along with Shockwave at Drake Manor. And I haven't been to Blackpool Pleasure Beach for quite some time now. I'm hoping to get back there very soon. Also to try out that ride that opened in 2018, Icon. Because as you know, Icon opened the same year as the Wicker Man at Alton Towers. But it was a shame that Drake Manor didn't manage to get a major ride in 2018 to compete with Alton Towers and Blackpool Pleasure Beach. But it was great when it was 1994, when they had all the major rides. When they had Shockwave, because Drake Manor didn't have a major ride since G-Force in 2005, and it was a shame that they didn't get a major ride. I know they did at the time have the ride, the Ben 10, but that was more like a junior coaster. It wasn't much of a major ride because it only went backwards and forwards. You'd rather expect a decent ride. But however, Ben 10's now the accelerator, but still it's got the Ben 10 coloured track, which is green. And Ben 10 was basically part of the Cartoon Network. So, anyway, we're now in Mile Oak, Tamworth. So we're now in Mile Oak, which is just in Fazeley End, Tamworth. So we are still doing okay with the channel. So Joe's Bus Train Plane Lift Adventures is still one of the best channels out there with more and more videos. And we are going to continue to succeed in the channel. So we're also aiming to get back down to Dorset this year. Hopefully to travel on their services like the D5, which is the Durriston Explorer that goes to Durriston Country Park. It only operates during summer months, and I'll be explaining more of that when I first get on that route. So I will be letting you know when it will be. So for you guys who are watching us on Joe's Bus Train Plane Lift Adventures, please be patient. If the subscriber numbers drop, don't worry, I'm only amending the channel. I'm only having to amend the channel because I just got a few updates to do so I can improve the channel's capacity. Well, not capacity, it's punctuality. Because we just don't want the channel to be shut down again. So I'm having to just think clearly when I get channels onto an updated position, because Joe's Bus Train Plane Lift Adventures is a crucial channel, and it has to be crucial because if it wasn't crucial, the channel just won't succeed and we won't even get more views, and we're even halfway to get to 1k subscribers. But apparently it's just taking a little bit longer at the moment, but however we are almost there. And we will get to 1k subscribers, so please stay tuned. And we are going to do really well. So this is one of the best channels that's
out there, Joe's Bus Train Plane Lift Adventures. So, in case everyone is also watching, I've also had to upload videos onto a temporary YouTube channel because due to the fact that the main channel was out of action. So the temporary channel is at 15, but the main channel is at 962. So we're currently having to upload in a temporary channel on a temporary YouTube channel. So we had to upload stuff onto a temporary YouTube channel while the main channel was out of action. But the main channel is in operation. Well, the main channel is at 962. But however, it would go higher or it might go low. If it goes low, don't worry. Because I'm only just amending the channel so we don't fail again. Because the channel cannot fail, because we don't want a channel to fail, because no channel should ever fail, because Joe's Bus Train Plane Lift Adventures has to be a very successful channel. And yes, it needs to be. It's got to be a huge success. So Joe's Bus Train Plane Lift Adventures, come on, get going. So anyway, we're now coming across towards Tamworth now. So we're just coming towards now the Ventura Park, which is the Ventura shopping park, which has a variety of different shops to go to. Of course, there's an Asda Supercentre, which was branded as a Walmart before, and that has a Decathlon and a George concession. Of course, a photo shop in the entrance. It's a bit like walking into Walmart in America. Of course, there's a Boots as well. Don't forget, there's a Boots pharmacy. There's a Boots as well on the retail park. And of course, there's H&M. There's a Sports Direct. There was an Outfit, but that's been turned to Iceland. And of course, there's River Island. There's Smith's, the toy store. There's a WH Smith's. There's a JD Sports with a Black's concession in. And of course, there's Hobbycraft. And then, of course, there's New Look. But that's on the one side. And then, of course, there's Roasters Restaurant, a KFC, Kentucky Fried Chicken, and a Costa Coffee. And just right opposite is a Marks and Spencer's. There's an M&S as well. But I'm a massive fan of the Asda here, because the Asda is a massive supercentre. And of course, there used to be Matalan on one end, but half of that had been turned into a Primark. Because half of that's now become a Primark store. And of course, there was as well a Toys R Us. There was a Mothercare as well, and there was a Currys and PC World shop. Well, there is still a Currys and PC World, but PC World's just dropped and it's just become Currys. And of course, there's a Wren Kitchens, Halfords, and then of course there's Next. So yeah, and of course there was at one time Comet, but Comet's now become Wren Kitchens, and of course there was Home Base as well here in Tamworth. But Home Base had to close because due to the fact they closed a few stores. And that's a shame that they got rid of Home Base in Tamworth. And that was a great shop. But however, there's a Home Base in Albury as well. So we're just now arriving into Tamworth. So this is our terminus, Tamworth. But we're not at the further terminus just yet, because we've still got to get round the corner to get into the centre of Tamworth town centre. There's not many shops in the main town centre of Tamworth. There's only like the smaller shops. But there is a Wilkinson's in Tamworth as well. There's a Wilkinson's, and of course there's quite a few other type of shops. So just keep enjoying the channel, Joe's Bus Train Plane Lift Adventures. So we're just coming off. So this is Ventura Park. So there's the Costa Coffee. There's a Five Guys as well. And of course on the other side is the Jolly Sailor.
which has a TK Maxx, and then there's a Sainsbury's. Because there's a Sainsbury's as well in Tamworth. There's a Sainsbury's in Tamworth as well. So there is some good shops to choose from in Tamworth. I do like Tamworth, to be honest. It's one of my favourite towns. So I do like a bit of Tamworth as well as other specific towns across Staffordshire, even in Shropshire as well. I like Shrewsbury, Telford and Worcester in Worcestershire, and also I do like Birmingham. I don't go to Birmingham much, but I do like the buses that I go on in Birmingham.
Okay, we're now on the final approach to Tamworth. So, hope you enjoyed the video. We do apologise that we had to update the video. This is due to obvious reasons that we needed to improve on the channel. But finally, we've updated the 110. I am going to be going through every video to make sure that they're correct. And if they are incorrect, I will just improve. I'll just go back to them and just sort them out in a proper way. So I'm going to just evaluate every video that's on my channel so we don't fail full stop. Because we don't want to fail full stop. No way. It's not the way forward if we had to go back and check each one, because it's always important that I do check before I upload. Always check. So we're now on the approach to Tamworth Town Centre, so that's the end of the video. Hope you enjoyed it all the way from Birmingham, and make sure you like and subscribe to the channel, Jersey's Train Plan Lift Adventures, and of course please carry on watching also on Jersey's Train Plan Lift Adventures, best YouTube channel that you can name of all time. Yes, the best YouTube channel that you can name of all time. So we will come through every video together. Of course we will. And Jersey's Train Plan Lift Adventures is the #1 channel. Yes, the #1 channel. So keep on watching, and we will get there, and we will get channels up and running. So we're now on the approach to Tamworth Town Centre. So we're now coming to Tamworth Town. So this is the terminus, Tamworth Town Centre. And so we're coming to Tamworth Town Centre now. So this is Tamworth Town. And so just keep watching this YouTube channel, Joe's Bus Train Plane Lift Adventures. So welcome to Tamworth. Thanks for watching. Look after yourselves. Take care. And I'll see you all again soon for more YouTube videos. Thank you for watching.